Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I am here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing tonight? I am doing great. Thank you. What has happened to my hair? Every day I put the headphones on, and then they slide forward, and it just does crazy things to my hair, and I have to bat it back down, smush it back down, and then try not to wiggle them too much. There's not a lot going on up there, so I got to make sure it looks good. Uh, Hi. How's it going? Yeah. As you can see, Ponathan has become a subscriber for the 8th month in a row. Oh my God. He is the coolest, and he is in the lead. I'm not saying that to make anybody else feel bad, but if it's a contest, he's winning. Tinfoil hat would stop that from happening. Yeah, it might. It's entirely possible that I just keep the hat on all the time. I do have one thing to talk about. Not weird at all. There is one tinfoil hat idea that we have to talk about tonight. And it's probably just the first thing I'm going to talk about because it won't take long. Anywho, yeah, it is. It's nice and dark outside. I love it. It's winter, so the sun goes down at about 3:00. I could not be happier. You don't want to look at that grotesque day star. It is awful. It burns your skin and it gives you cancer. Nobody needs it, honestly. Get out of here, sunlight. We don't want you. But yeah, let's. What else? What do we have to do tonight? We've got the one conspiracy theory thing. Then we're going to look at AOC, and then we're going to look at Elon and Trump might not be getting along. Mike Johnson might get kicked out. I think Mike Johnson's out. I think Pastor Johnson is going to get removed. I really think he is. Then I'm going to complain about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is awful and terrible and a gigantic scam. And I'm going to tell you why and what the government is going to do if Republicans win and get what they want. It's a terrible idea, and it's going to suck, and it's going to be miserable, and we're all going to be poorer for it. So stick around for that at the end. And that's the stream for tonight. So let's get started with my hat. All right, so I've got my tinfoil hat on. What the biggest tinfoil news that has been going on over the past week is the drones. They're drones. There are so many drones in the air, and they're coming to get you. The drones, they could be aliens. They could be Russians. They could be Iranians. They could be. I read a good one on Reddit Conspiracy. It was they're sniffing out dirty bombs because one, a dirty bomb is already in the area and they know it and they're not telling you because you're going to panic. Or two, they're preparing for a dirty bomb to drop on by evil Biden has gotten together with Al Qaeda to create a dirty bomb on the East Coast on the day that Donald Trump gets inaugurated, and then he'll say, "Well, we can't switch presidents now," and he'll just stay president forever. That's really dumb, and I was thinking about. Conspiracy theories. If you ever got one right, if you ever really, really figured out what the plan was, they'd shut you off. So just be aware that if I ever drop the stream right in the middle of speaking and talking about conspiracy theories, it's because I finally got one right, and the man has. Nah, I'm just kidding. Uh, yeah, if you ever get one right, they'll just shut you down. If my stream ever stops while I'm talking about it, it's because I was correct. Finally. Oh, I still need the hat though. Okay, so I found the actual reason for the drones. Are you ready for the drones? Are you ready? I've got the actual cause loaded up, ready to share with you right now. Who wants to see it? There it is. Mass panic. It's literally nothing. It's literally nothing. The drones are nothing. They're either planes or drones that you can buy from Amazon. You can go to Amazon right now, type in drone, give them money, and they will give you a drone. That's it. And then you can fly it around. You can just fly it around wherever you want. It's not aliens. It's not sniffing out dirty bombs. I know I do sound like a Soros lackey. It's true. And this is just a list of all the other mass panics that we've had over the years. There's, let's see if I remember some of this. West Bank fainting epidemic, daycare sex abuse. This kicked off the entire satanic panic. Then San Diego, 600 men from barracks hospital with breathing difficulty, no evidence of toxins, food poisoning, or any other cause was found. They just felt, one guy felt a thing, and then it spread. And then, as a stupid human, you often fall prey to this stuff. Coca-Cola withdrew 30 million units of soft drink product after for sale. More than 100 people in Belgium and northern France complained of cramps, nausea, and other complaints after drinking the soft drink. What was the other good one? The other good one was clown. Remember the clown sightings? Remember the evil clown costumes in 2016? How the evil clowns were going to come to your city and just kill everybody, and everybody was posting photos of the killer clowns, and then they'd Photoshop the name of the town, and then small towns went nuts for clowns. They were crazy. Havana syndrome. This is the one that's still kind of going on, where government officials in Havana are hearing things, and it's making them feel sick. And then this is the drones will be added to this list at some point. Right under here, it ends right here, but coming soon. Drones over New Jersey. And that is our tinfoil hat news update for tonight. It's literally nothing again. It's literally nothing every time. I mean, I like UFOs. I love the idea of aliens and stuff like that, but it's not real. Hasn't happened yet. There's no evidence, and everything seems to be fake. Sorry. I hate it too. But that's what keeps happening. I'm bringing you the truth, and everybody hates me for it. I get it. I dig it. I understand. Nobody likes the guy who brings the truth. Let's see what else is on the news. Oh yeah. Nancy apparently beat up AOC. Not really, but AOC was going to be in an important role as the chair of the Oversight Committee. This would have been good. The chair of the Oversight Committee has some responsibilities within our government. It is an important position. She tried to get it. Nancy Pelosi said no, not you, because Nancy Pelosi doesn't like her. Nancy Pelosi is a Democrat in the center. See, she's not a leftist. She's not a progressive. She's not the left wing. Nancy Pelosi makes the government stay exactly like it is. Do not progress. Do not go forward. Do not go backward. Stand completely still. This is what I've been complaining about with the Democrats for a while now. Nancy Pelosi, just wants to stand still. She learned everything she needed to learn in 1977, and she has never learned a new thing. She does not care what new things happened. She does not care what new situations arise. She does not care how the world changes. Everything was set in place. 1977, that was the end of history, and we will stay exactly there forever. Now, for most of us, that's backward, but it's actually progressive from where the Republicans want to send us. The Republicans want to take us back to 1950. They want to take us to the 50s. Donald Trump wants us to make America great again as it was in the 1950s, in the imagined 1950s that they think existed because they watched Leave It to Beaver. It's not a real thing. It's not true. It never happened. The world never was that way. It wasn't a documentary. That was a fictional television show, but they think it was real. So they want to go back to that. The Dems want to get us to 1977 and just stay there forever. Never leave. That's better. It's more progress than the Republican side, which is why I would appreciate, I would vote for a Dem over a Republican, but I would vote for AOC over a Dem because she's actually progressing us forward beyond the 70s. She recognizes that humans have changed slightly since then. The priorities have changed. The populations have changed. What the people want from their government has changed. AOC sees this, and she would bring the Democrat Party forward a little bit. But that's forward progress. Nancy doesn't like forward progress. She wants to stand still. So Nancy stood in her way and prevented her from getting this important job. The House Oversight Committee. Let's see what this guy has to say. Tuesday morning, they chose their caucus's committee leadership for the next Congress. In one of the most closely watched of the elections, Representative Jerry Connolly of Virginia was named the next ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. He won the role by defeating the committee's current vice-ranking member, AOC. In rejecting AOC's bid, Democrats have committed a major unforced error in the party's struggle to define its future. Exactly. The future of the Democrat Party is not a 74-year-old man with cancer. I'm sorry. It's not. I'm sorry, Jerry, that you have esophageal cancer and that you are 74 years old. That sucks. You had a good run. Okay? You are not the future. This is what the Dems fail to understand every single time. So they had Dianne Feinstein in there until she was 175 years old, and she didn't know who she was or where she was, and she had to be carted around and didn't know what was happening. And then they just said, give us a thumbs up. And then she gave us a thumbs up, and that counted as a yes vote, or give us a thumbs down if it counted as a no vote. And she just didn't know what the hell was going on. But the Dems kept dragging her out there. Remember on election day where they dragged Jimmy Carter's corpse out onto the lawn? And he just sat there with his mouth up. He was 150 years old. They are not the future. Nancy, you're a dinosaur. Let someone new take over. Nancy, please, for the love of God, you are not the future. Jimmy Carter is not the future. Jerry, though I'm sure he is a wonderfully nice guy, is not the future of the party. He's 74. Move on. Go play with your grandkids. You get paid for the rest of your life. Nancy Pelosi, you are one of the richest people on the planet. Go do something else. Let someone else who gives a shit be in charge. AOC gives a shit. And she's not going to give a shit if you keep bashing her for the next 20 fucking years, because Nancy Pelosi's going to hang on until she's 170. And then AOC will maybe get her turn in the year 2067 if we still have a country and the Republicans and Donald Trump haven't ruined it and destroyed the entire thing. We're not dead in a nuclear holocaust. Sorry to be a downer, but this is why we lose. This is why the Dems lose. And they can't learn it. Nancy Pelosi does not know why they lost, and she does not care. Second place is just as good for her. She gets all the same benefits. She gets all the same money. And she thinks that nothing substantial can change in the country. She thinks that all the institutions are going to save us from Trump's fascism. She thinks that the FBI is just going to go through a little rough patch, but they'll be fine, and everything will get back to normal, and everything will stay exactly the same. Maybe we move a little bit to the right, but that's fine as long as we're not moving. Move as little as possible. And she cannot learn anything new. She will not learn this lesson. She will not comprehend or understand why she keeps losing. And like I said, she doesn't actually care. She doesn't want to actually succeed. Second place is just as good for her. And that even has a few advantages. Being in second, being the minority, gives you a few advantages. You just get to bitch and moan, whine and cry about what the majority actually is doing. You don't have to do anything yourself. No one expects the person in second place to do anything. They don't expect them to accomplish any damn thing. They just cry and whine and gripe and moan about the people in charge, about the people, about the majority. And she will never learn this. She will never know it. It is not in her interest to know it. And everybody thinks that it was a dumb idea. AOC should have won this fight. Yeah, exactly. Everybody on the news media is even telling her it's a dumb idea. Nancy Pelosi led the charge to keep AOC out of a key House position. It was a bad move. Yeah, you're right, Ponathan. If the video stopped, it's because the CIA knocked me offline. Um, what's it say? In both these cases, septuagenarians passed the torch to sexagenarians. But when it came time to replace Raskin on the important oversight committee, the actual young person made a play for the role, 35-year-old New York Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Almost overnight, it seemed that AOC had the job sewn up. She secured the support of the majority of the Democratic members on oversight and was talking to the press about her hopes for the role. But the position is not awarded by a vote of committee members. It's voted on by the entire House Democratic caucus. That's where the trouble started. Not one to let a young person ascend quietly. Nancy Pelosi entered the fray. The patron saint of Democratic gerontocracy, 84-year-old Nancy Pelosi is supposedly retired from leadership, but this month she actively threw her weight behind 74-year-old Representative Jerry Connolly, the spring chicken, 74 years old. He's spry for a 74-year-old, I've heard. So yeah, he wins, and Nancy will just continue to do this for as long as she can. Honestly, she could do it for 10, 20 more years if she's lucky. And that will beat down anybody younger than her. I don't understand this brain chemistry that people of that age have. They think they're going to live forever. They think they're in charge. They think they will run things for eternity if they just hang on for a little bit longer and never give anything to the younger people. I don't get it. That, I think, is part of the problem that the millennial generation and the what are they called? Zoomers, Gen Z, are having, is that everything is owned, everything is bought. There is nothing that doesn't cost money. There is nothing new that you can go and do. There's nothing new that you could create or make, because everything is owned. And we don't have any money. We can't even get in charge. Even AOC gets elected, she's not allowed to do anything because the old lady at the top keeps her down, keeps knocking her down. I'm worried, and hopefully this doesn't happen, but I am worried that Nancy keeps knocking her down for another 10 fucking years, and then she gives up. I don't think she is. I think she is actually quite passionate about the government and her role within it, and is looking forward to doing good things. But every time she tries to do a good thing, Nancy Pelosi stomps on her and replaces her with a fucking 70-year-old. Takes her out of takes away her spotlight, strips it from her to enhance some 70-year-old. I don't get it. Why? Stop doing that, Nancy. You're harming your party. You're harming me. You're harming the people who could do better. It boggles the mind. That's what it does, I suppose. What else do we have? Let's see. If you're watching, if you're paying attention, hop in the chat. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Press the subscribe button. Press the like button. Press all the buttons, and it's scientifically guaranteed to give you bigger genitals. I'm sorry. I mean, I did the math, and it's true. Hey, kid, grab the dog. Let's take a Bobo break. The Stream Jedi is going to bring me a Bobo dog. Hi, dog. Thanks.
And welcome to Puppy Plays. This is the new video game. The new video game. Hi guys, welcome. I'm doing his voice.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay, get out of here. You're fired.
It's like I'm a ventriloquist.
Oh, big yawn. Look at that. Hi, Bo. Say hello to the people. Hello, people. Okay. This is Bobo, the baby bark boy. He is very shaggy. He's tangled in my cord. Ponathan just cheered for Bobo. That's very nice. Thank you, sir. And it makes Joe Biden so happy. He loves puppy dogs. He really does. So let's, we all love Bobo. If you go to the Discord, honestly, There is an entire channel. Oh, you shoot 10 more bits for more Bobo cheers. Yeah, he's great. Everybody loves him. If you go to the Discord, there's an entire channel of photos of Bobo, and I think I might have another one. He was fighting with Louis the other day, so maybe I have a new one to upload on there this evening. Let's continue on with the news. What is in the news? Okay, so what is this? This. Trump will reportedly block the U.S. government and military from buying electric vehicles. Donald Trump's attack on clean vehicles is shaping up to be bigger than previously thought. So he's shooting down the whole idea of electric vehicles. You know who sells electric vehicles? Elon. I suspect that Elon really, really wanted the government and military and probably the mail service to buy his electric vehicles. But they're not going to do that because Donald Trump is in the pocket of the big oil and he's in Elon's pocket. It's very difficult to be in so many pockets. This is going to create some tension between the two. And Elon is, let's be honest, the shadow president. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, third in line to presidency, grovels before Musk to save his stopgap spending bill. So there is a government shutdown coming very soon. Whether you think of him as Harry Houdini or Mr. Magoo, it's definitely true that Mike Johnson has escaped all sorts of potentially career-ending disasters. In his brief tenure as Speaker, his fundamental problem is an extremely narrow margin of control that emboldens conservative ultras in his ranks who would be happy to blow up Washington in pursuit of draconian domestic spending cuts and MAGA ideological gestures. And that's my least favorite thing about them is MAGA ideological gestures. They're not even actual real things. Most of the MAGA ideas are just virtue signals. They won't admit it, but it's true. Most of the things that they want to do are just signaling their virtues. It doesn't accomplish anything. It can't be put into law. It just tells people what you believe in. And they're going to blow up the government to make those things into laws. It's insane. It's stupid. It's unnecessarily and pointless. It's happening again a week from the Christmas and 2 days from the expiration of the stopgap spending measure. He's trying to enact another stopgap bill to keep the federal government operating until Donald Trump and a new Republican-controlled Congress are firmly in place. But the steps he's having to take, including deals with the Democrats, who are at present still control the Senate and White House, to get that done is enraging the right-wing critics more than ever. So here is the thing that they hate the most. He's working together with the Democrats to keep the government functioning. Donald Trump goes on the fucking news. He gets every interview and he cries and screams that we're divided. We're divided. The country's so divided. Biden has divided us. We're divided. We're not united anymore. We're divided. Everything is political. Everything is has to be fought over. Everything is political. You can't just get along. We need unity. We need to bring the country back together. And then the Republicans won't vote for something if a Democrat looked at it. Man, like you could put a gorgeous, beautiful, delicious $200 a plate steak dinner in front of Matt Gaetz, and he won't eat it if you tell him it was cooked by a Democrat. Matt Gaetz wouldn't have sex with a 17-year-old if he thought she supported Bernie. And if she's had a Trump bumper sticker on her car, he would, but not if she supported Bernie. You know, she made some tweets on her tweeter that were pro Bernie, and now he's not going to have sex with her, that 17-year-old girl, and that's a big important thing about him. You know, with that, now that we know that. And the point that I'm trying to get to is that they scream bloody murder about the division, and then they divide us. They do the dividing. They cry if Mike Johnson even talks to a Democrat about getting the government functioning. And it's causing us more and more and more division, and then they go on TV and complain about the government not working. Well, you broke it. If you are unhappy with Mike Johnson talking to Democrats right now, you're breaking the government. You can't go on TV and then tell us that the government's broken if you're the person who broke it. Trump's buddy and co-founder of the unofficial Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk, in the middle of the night, almost immediately after Johnson's office released the text of the stopgap bill, Musk went medieval on it. Can I do an Elon voice? Okay, I'm going to try. I've done a bad Elon voice in the past. This bill should not pass. No, I can't do it. Ever seen a bigger piece of pork? Any members of the House, Senate who votes for this outrageous spending bill deserves to be voted out in 2 years. He hates it. He's causing the division. There is bipartisanship happening with Johnson right now to get it done. And Elon is bullying Mike Johnson to create a government shutdown. You know, like he wants a government shutdown so that he can blame it on the Dems. Elon Musk is going to shut down your government, then blame it on Joe Biden. Then in January 20th, after Donald Trump has become inaugurated, they will pass exactly what they've got written down right now. And Elon will use the world's most powerful communication device to tell you that Donald Trump saved you. It's unbelievably shitty. Sounds like an edgelord teen if you got Elon. I don't think I'll work on it.
You're going to use the 5G energy rays to implant ads into your brain.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stream Jedi. You'll need a tinfoil hat. Kid knows what's up. Yeah.
I've been saying thingamabobber every time I
Hey,
can
you want a
remember a word. You gotta wear that. They're gonna
Too slow. You're fired. Get out.
9/11 was all a hologram.
Okay, great. Thank you.
They're still there.
Anywho, before we were interrupted, before you even said he needs a tinfoil hat, I was just like, whoa. He needs a tinfoil hat. Right, because we're thinking together. We're all mind melded here. He's been listening to me for too long. He learned it by watching me. Anyway, what was I ranting about this time? Oh, yeah. Elon is going to shut the government down, blame Joe Biden. Then, once Donald Trump is inaugurated, they're going to enact the thing we already have, and it's already written, and it's going to be exactly the same. And then he'll claim Donald Trump won. You can't. It doesn't make any. God, and the people aren't going to notice. The Republicans aren't going to notice. The Trump fans aren't going to know any of this. It feels like Donald Trump did it, so they'll just tell me that he did it. It feels to them like Joe Biden is to blame, so he is. It doesn't matter what the reality is. It doesn't matter what Elon did. It doesn't matter that they intentionally did all these things. If it feels like Joe Biden's fault, then it is. If we feel like Trump did a better job, he did. That's all it will be, because they don't actually care about reality. They don't have any principles. They don't have any guidelines. They simply feel whatever they want and call it the truth. Let's see what else we got on here. Is there any more about this? I think there is. So what do we got? We got government funding plan collapses as Trump makes new demands days before the shutdown. So let's see what did he demand? Let's see. President-elect Trump abruptly rejected a bipartisan plan Wednesday. Again, bipartisan. Both sides agreed to it, and Donald Trump shot it down. And then he's going to go on the news and claim that the people on the left, are tearing the country apart. He's literally tearing the bipartisan deal apart. Instead, telling House Speaker Mike Johnson and Republicans to essentially renegotiate days before a deadline when the federal funding runs out. Trump's sudden entrance into the debate and new demands set Congress spiraling as lawmakers are trying to wrap up work and head home for the holidays. It leaves Johnson scrambling to engineer a new plan before Friday's deadline to keep the government open. Yeah, Friday. That's like 2 days from now. Republicans, okay, so what did he say? Republicans must get smart and tough. Trump said. The president-elect made an almost unrealistic proposal. What? An unrealistic proposal from Donald Trump? No. I don't. No. Unbelievable. I can't even imagine him saying something unrealistic. It combines some continuation of government funds along with a much more controversial provision to raise the debt limit. Christ almighty. Raise the debt limit. Do you guys remember what happened like a year ago when Kevin McCarthy got kicked out of the speaker role? Why did Kevin McCarthy get kicked out? Why does Pastor Johnson have the position he has now? It's because McCarthy raised the debt limit. He did it. Donald Trump told him not to do it. McCarthy, listen, you can't raise the debt limit. You can't. Don't do it. And if you do, we're going to get rid of you. And then he did. Then they got rid of him. Now he's telling Johnson to raise the debt limit. I'm starting to think, follow me, let me know if you guys are thinking the same thing. I'm starting to think this Donald Trump guy is bad faith. He doesn't know anything. He's saying one thing in one day and saying something completely different the other on a different day. I'm starting to think he's a liar and a hypocrite. This bodes poorly for him. I'm sure that now that we've all realized that he is a bad guy who is lying and being hypocritical and doesn't know anything about anything, a lot of people are going to lose support for him, I'm sure. I'm sure that's any minute that's going to happen. We got him, boys. We did it. We got him. We got him. So yeah, then the Dems do exactly what they usually do, where they just piss and moan. They gripe about the people in charge, as usual. They just gripe about them. It's not super important, and they like being in second place so that they can say things like this. House Republicans have been ordered to shut down the government and hurt everyday Americans all across the country. Jeffrey said, an agreement is an agreement. By backing out of it, the House Republicans will now own any harm that is visited upon the American people. No, Jeffries, Hakeem, my man, listen to me. They will not own any harm that is visited to the American people. They will blame you. Any harm that comes to the American people, Donald Trump will go into a camera, look directly down the barrel and say, Hakeem Jeffries did this. It won't matter how true it is. It won't matter what Donald Trump could go out there and tear the bill in half, show like a showboat, stomp on it, throw it on the ground, and tell you to start over. And then he will go to the camera and say, Hakeem Jeffries did this. His fans love it. Hakeem Jeffries, listen, you've got to figure out a way to tell people that they'll hear, that they'll understand that Donald Trump is a bad guy. I don't know how you tell them. Telling them simply doesn't work. Explaining it to them doesn't work. Showing them the points that he makes and how he's wrong doesn't work. Telling them that he's a liar doesn't work. Telling them that, showing them step by step by step by step how he's lied to them doesn't work. I don't know what the answer is, man. I've never been to college. I don't have a degree in communications, but we got to figure something out. We need the people to come back to reality. Donald Trump is anti-reality. We need reality. And I don't know how to get it there. I really don't. I don't know how to get us to it. Let's see. Good news. The Matt Gaetz report is going to come out. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz is threatening to expose the supposed Me Too settlements of his former colleagues after the House Ethics Committee voted to release a report on its investigation into sexual misconduct accusations leveled at the Florida Republican. So his report is going to come out, which is good. He's a terrible person, and we should air this stuff out. Maybe, follow me here, maybe when bad news comes out about people who aren't Donald Trump, they will lose their next election. Maybe. It's Republicans, so there's a 50-50 chance that they just won't give a shit, or they won't hear about it, or they'll like it and give him a high five. All those underage prostitutes, they'll just be like, nice, and give him a high five, and then vote for him anyway. It's possible. They are Republicans after all. But maybe, sometimes, when bad news comes out about the politicians, they don't win no more. I don't know. I would like for that to be the truth all the time, but it only applies to Republicans half the time, and it applies to Democrats 200% of the time. Very strange. I'm not entirely sure how this happens. So then, but then he's threatening to expose everybody else, which is also good. Man, like, if you know things and you're not telling us, you're a bad guy. Matt Gaetz, listen, if you know about other people in Congress's sexual misconduct and you're not telling us until they blab about you, you're part of the problem. You are a bad guy. You're a terrible guy, in fact. When you find out about someone's sexual misconduct, you tell people, especially if they're hiding it from the reporters and they're a part of the government. You're supposed to tell people that. But again, it only matters 50% of the time to Republicans and 200% of the time to Democrats. So what else do we have to talk about tonight? I'm going to, oops, wrong button. Close that one. And then this is Bitcoin. What is this? Oh, hey, here's Donald Trump. We're going to talk about that. And then, Liz Cheney. We got her to talk about. Yeah. Let's do this one. This made me smile. No one can answer why we subsidize Canada to the tune of over $100 million a year. Makes no sense. Many Canadians want Canada to become the 51st state. They would save massively on taxes and military protection. I think this is a great idea. 51st state. That man, Donald Junebug Trump, you've probably heard of him. He's going to be president. Shocking, I know. He's laying the groundwork for invading the Rhineland. This is what he's doing. He is a fascist. He is surrounded by fascists. He is a military. He wants to be a military power. He's laying the groundwork for liberating all of the people that live in Canada, because they are white people and most of them speak English. So fucking American, right? They're Americans, obviously. In his eyes, those are Americans. And the fact that they don't get to live in America is a disservice. So we're just going to take the land from Canada. We're going to take it. We're going to roll up in there, slowly at first, with very lightly armed American soldiers, and we're going to take the land from them. That's what's coming. That's what's going to happen. Just like Hitler stole the Rhineland. He went in there, took it. With force, with guns, with soldiers. That's what I'm worried about is coming for Canada. Canada. And when they fight back, when they tell us no, when they say, no, you cannot do this, or they try to prevent us from doing it, one person will get shot and it will become a fucking war. Fox News will start screaming bloody murder. It'll be the soldier's name will be plastered across the screen. And I'll have to talk about it because serviceman Jack Umpty Squat has been shot by Canadians, and we cannot allow it. We will not allow it. We cannot allow this injustice to take place. We're going to take more land from Canada just because of that, and then 2 more will get shot, and then now it's a fucking war. It's a hot war, and we're taking land from Canada. That's coming. And Donald Trump wants it to happen. He's telling you it's going to happen. And then this is going to be part of the reason that he holds on to power beyond what he should. He's going to say, we're at war with Canada. We're ladies and gentlemen, we're at war with Canada. No one wanted to come to this, but these people are Americans. They have the American spirit. They want to be Americans. Many people are saying it. And I'm going to make them Americans. And at the same time, he's going to deport 20, 30, 40 million brown people who want to be Americans too. They're not allowed to be Americans though. There's an irony there. We're going to need, oh, shit. He's going to deport all the brown people south. Then he's going to take parts of Canada. They're going to take the jobs that the immigrants had. It's all coming together. Because when you complain, if you go online, if you start reading and understanding and learning, terrible idea, I don't suggest it, about the mass deportation plans, those plans always come down to 20 million people disappearing and being gone. Who's going to do the jobs? The nerds say. Who's going to do all this work? Who's going to pick all these crops? Who's going to do all this stuff? The Canadians. Donald Trump's going to annex Canada, take all their people, move them into middle America or the South, make them do the jobs that the immigrants were doing. And then if they do a good job, they will earn their American citizenship. I love this. This is an amazing thing that I am predicting. It's a truth prediction. It is sometimes I have been cursed actually with the powers of prediction, with divination. I have been cursed with knowing the future. And shut up. I didn't expect Donald Trump to win, but now that he has, my divination skills have reconnected and reorganized themselves into this new reality. And he's going to steal Canada and force the Canadians to work on the border. It'll be great. It will be super. What could possibly go wrong? What else we got? Okay, so Liz Cheney is going to be investigated, maybe over Jan 6 committee work. A GOP-led subcommittee interim report says that the FBI should investigate Cheney, a former House Republican lawmaker, over her involvement in the Jan 6 Select Committee. So looking into and investigating Donald Trump is a crime. I mean, I need everybody to know that, right? Investigating the things that Donald Trump has done is a crime. That's just how the law works now, you guys. That is the system. If you investigate what he did, it's a crime. Doesn't matter if what he did was illegal or quid pro quo or an insurrection. You're not allowed to investigate that. You're not allowed to look into it. You're not allowed to find out if it's happening. You're not allowed to check on that kind of stuff. You have committed a crime. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's just the law. That's all there is to it. That's the law we have now. It's going to be fun. What do we got? This guy is complaining that it's not normal, so let's listen to him talk about Liz Cheney thing right here.
Important remedy right now is for this not to be normalized. I read all the headlines about the Liz Cheney criminal referral yesterday, and almost every single one of them in mainstream media played this straight as if this was as if this was a normal, regular function of legislative power, instead of telling the truth, which is that this is made up out of thin air. There's not even a shred of a crime committed here. But if you read the headlines yesterday, you thought that Liz Cheney actually did something criminally wrong. And so as leaders, we can't accept that this is normal. As journalists, you can't accept that this is normal. The minute that we pretend that this is a normal exercise of executive power is the day that people give up fighting. So we've got these nomination fights coming up on Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. We should fight as Democrats like democracy is on the important remedy.
So he's right. Chris Murphy, I don't know how cool he is, but he is correct. Trump looking to outlaw nerd shit. I know. She investigated him, and that's nerd shit, so it's illegal. You're not allowed to question him. You're not allowed to doubt him. You're not allowed to look into the reasoning that he used or what he did or how he did it. You're not allowed to look into his methodology. God, no. That's all nerd shit, and it's illegal. And she's the first to go, honestly, because she's already a Republican, and the Republicans will accept getting her out of there. The Dems won't support her because she's a Republican, and the Republicans won't support her because she investigated Donald Trump. She broke the one cardinal rule that exists within our society now, is that you're not allowed to question him ever about anything in any way. So Welcome to Rebel Radio, I suppose. I am the enemy of the people. See, right there. Or the enemy within. There it is. The enemy within. There I am. I know you guys can't read it, but it tickles me and amuses me to put silly words on that little thing back there that you can't read because the resolution's too low. It's one of those subliminal messages that I put into my show. If you didn't know, all of my streams and videos have subliminal messages hidden within them. So if you didn't notice the subliminal messages in the last video or in this video, what you have to do is you have to watch it again. Okay? You watch it a second time. Keep very close eyes. I mean, real close. Look for those hidden symbols and hidden subliminal messages. And if you don't see it after that second time, what you do is you forward it to a friend. Tell them to look for the hidden subliminal messages. And if they don't see it, then they have to watch it a second time, slower this time, to try and find all the hidden Illuminati symbology. And if they don't find it, see, they forward it to another friend. This is how it works, and this is how it operates. And it's really gonna help you out, and it's gonna help me out. So, what else do we have to look at tonight? Okay, I'm about to rant about Bitcoins. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. Let's put all the things here. Bitcoin. It's a scam. Sorry. Hate to break that to you. Hate to burst your bubble. Bitcoin is a scam. Always has been. I would really like for the government not to spend $100 billion buying Bitcoin. That would be a dumb thing to do. That would be a scam. So some people some stupid people have suggested a Bitcoin strategic reserve. How would that work? The strategic reserve is a stock of critical resource that can be released at a time of crisis or supply disruptions. Ooh. The best known example is the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the world's largest supply of emergency crude oil. So if things go wrong within the country, within the world, we have that set aside so that we can save it for ourselves, break the piggy bank, get ourselves out of a problem, and hopefully by the time we run out, the problem is resolved, things go back to normal, and we can get back on with business as normal. How would a strategic Bitcoin reserve work? Analysts and legal experts are divided on whether Trump could use his executive powers to create the reserve, or whether an act of Congress would be necessary. Some have argued Trump could create the reserve via an executive order directing the U.S. Treasury Exchange Stabilization Fund, which can be used to purchase or sell foreign currencies, to also hold Bitcoin. The reserve could include Bitcoin that the government has seized from criminal actors. That stands at about 200,000 tokens, worth $21 billion at the current price, according to the BitcoinTreasuries.net. But again, don't trust anything called BitcoinTreasuries.net. Don't trust anything with the word Bitcoin in it. This story has the word Bitcoin in it. You should doubt it. You should doubt everything that I'm saying. Trump suggests in a July speech unveiling his Bitcoin reserve plan that the stockpile could be the starting point, although it remains unclear what the legal process would be for moving them out of the Justice Department. Trump has not said if the government would add to the stockpile by buying more Bitcoin in the open market. To do that, the government may have to issue debt, although some proponents of Bitcoin reserves say that the United States could sell some of its gold reserves and then use the proceeds to buy Bitcoin. Yes, yes, yes. Sell your gold and buy Bitcoin. I wonder who told them to do that. I wonder what super legitimate, completely neutral person told them sell their gold, buy Bitcoin. I suspect it was a Bitcoin salesman. It was someone who has a lot of Bitcoin and could use money. So the plan here, the government is going to use your tax money to buy Bitcoin. The Republicans cry every chance they can that the government is broke, the government is in debt, and we need to cancel entire departments to pay down the debt. We need to abandon Social Security because it's just too expensive. The financial sky will fall if we vote for Medicare for all. I like that. It rhymes. The financial sky will fall if we vote for Medicare for all. It's kind of good. Won't somebody please think about the deficit, they say, wringing their hands. But they also want to buy 1 million Bitcoins for $100 billion. Why would they do this very risky thing? Well, there's two groups of people that want that. First, the dumbest think that crypto is just magic internet money. They've been tricked into thinking that we have to hold all the crypto or else China will. Dun, dun, dun. Don't they know? They don't know what a blockchain is, but they know they can't let China have it. And Bitcoin isn't a natural resource. They don't know any of this either. You don't take a team of roughnecks out to the remote part of the world, dig a hole, or bang on rocks with hammers until you have a cart full of Bitcoin and then ship them back to civilization in a tanker. All the Bitcoin mining has already been done. So the only way to get it now is through wildly expensive computer systems that need an ungodly amount of electricity and make global warming worse, or just straight up buying it from the people who already have it. Yeah, you're right. 10 past 11. If you a long time ago, I used to watch Fox News just for rage bait, and Glenn Beck was on there. I don't know if you remember Glenn Beck. He was a lunatic, but Glenn Beck would he had two main commercials that came on during his show. Happened all the time. And once I pointed it out to somebody, it started happening more often. Glenn Beck, the lunatic, was 1-800-BUY-GOLD. Yes, that's right. He did Gold Line. So the first commercial would come on, and it was, poor people, you don't need your gold. Sell us your chains, sell us your watches, sell us your rings. We'll send you a bag. You put your gold in the bag, and we'll send you cold, hard cash, because that's what you need, cash. Poor people, sell your gold. Rich people, buy the gold. So he would shill for Gold Line. And then the commercial came on, and there was very smart, well-educated white men in business suits who told you that you can't trust the world. You can't trust anything else. The stock market is fake. Buy gold. And if you call this number right now, and it was a number, good God, can you imagine seeing a phone number on a fucking TV and then dialing it? God, that's disgusting. Can't even fucking fathom the idea. But some of them did. They dialed the number they saw on the TV, and they got a DVD in the mail on telling you why you should buy gold. And then on that DVD was Glenn Beck, the guy whose TV show you're watching, telling you to buy gold. And if you, and I started researching it, looking into it, if you don't buy enough, if you only buy a small amount, they give you a sheet of paper that says you own gold. A sheet of paper. They don't even give you the gold. They just say, okay, you own this gold. Here's your paper proof that you own gold. That's what dollar bills used to be. A long time ago, dollar bills where you have this much gold. Anywho, so yeah, you remember those commercials? Yeah, they came on he was on the DVD. It was his TV show on the news channel. He told you to buy the gold. Then you ordered the DVD from the TV commercial. He was on the DVD telling you that you need to buy this gold. Then the trick about gold is just like stocks, just like cryptocurrency, the price fluctuates. It can go high and it can go low. The trick is buy it when it's low, sell it when it's high. So you make more money. That's the same for the stock market and those cryptocurrencies. Glenn Beck, his job was to drive the price up and up and up and up. What causes the gold market to rise? Political instability. Danger within the world. Bad news drives that number up. Bad news drives up the price of gold. And what did Glenn Beck do on his news show every day? He told you the sky was falling. He told you about oligarchs. He told you about Obama the socialist coming to steal everything you ever owned. You better buy some gold. And that political instability, that the hysteria that he causes you to have drives the price of gold up and up and up. So he doesn't even have to buy any gold anymore. He's got it. And when it gets to its height, he can sell it and make more money. And then he'll calm the rhetoric down. That's the plan. Calm everything down. Okay, a Republican won. Everybody chill. Republicans are perfect and they're great and there's never anything going wrong and they're super wonderful. The price of gold goes down. He buys some more. And then when he raises the heat, he raises the temperature and screams about how awful it is. That is the world we live in now. That is now, forever, everything that everyone is doing everywhere. Who owns stock? Everybody who owns stock is doing exactly this. Fox News is doing this to make their stock portfolios go up and down whenever they want. The rich people are doing this. The richest of us, of the people, are buying news organizations, telling them what to say to control the markets. That's what Elon's doing. Elon is controlling the government, controlling the markets, controlling everything so that his investments go up instead of down. Those commercials were always on the most when gold was high. Yeah, the sell gold commercials were on when they were down. Yeah, exactly. They're controlling this shit. That's what's going to happen with the Bitcoins. That's why I don't like the Bitcoins. That is why I'm complaining about them right now. So yeah, what are we thinking about? I was ranting about Bitcoin. Okay. Then there's the second group. I remember 10 minutes ago before I got off track and started ranting that there were two groups of people. The second group of people pushing this Bitcoin bill are crypto salesmen. They have the crypto now. They control the price and the supply, and they will give it to the government for lots and lots of money. The bill that they've suggested would be government holding the coins for 20 years. Government-backed diamond hands. This locks them up and lowers the availability of all Bitcoins, making them more valuable artificially. The crypto bros will point out that the line is going up. They will be very excited. And then they will sell more to the government at the increased rate, making that number go up again until the drop happens. Just like all the other shitcoins you've ever heard about over the last year, the price will drop as all the biggest hodlers sell out and abandon the game. They will be richer, paid by your tax money. The government will be deeper in debt, holding a worthless asset. That is the actual plan. In the crypto game, you're either the grifter or the mark, the scammer or the scammed. The people who own the Bitcoin right now are trying to make the government the mark. It's called a rug pull. Absolutely right. Movers and shakers, baby. Yeah. If you're a real poor person, you can just settle for silver or colloidal silver from Alex Jones. Yeah. The silver tards. Yeah. If you can't afford gold, buy silver. Silver tards, we ride. That was a thing that I was around for. So yeah. Here's the photo I wanted to show you. Here it is. This is the Hawktua coin. The Hawktua girl. You remember her. Spit on that thing. Very, very funny. This is her coin that goes way up and everybody's excited and then it crashes down. And then it continues down to almost nothing. This is where she owned it. This is where she started selling it. Then it collapsed, the rug being pulled out from under it. And this is what will happen to your government. This is what will happen to the American government if they get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs marks and grifters. That is how Bitcoin operates. If you buy into it, or you after it was all mined up, if it were 1999 and you goofed around with a laptop and you got out to 23 Bitcoin or something like that, you mined it out. It wasn't a scam yet. It is a scam now. You buy into it. then you find somebody else to buy you out at a higher rate. There's only two people, scammers and marks. You can start a mark. You can buy your way in there as a mark, and you can be like, oh man, okay, well, how do I use it? Oh, well, I have to trade it for money. What the hell? So you have to convince people that it's worth more than it actually is. You have to build it up, or you have to convince the government to start buying a bunch of it, so that they will be the mark, so that you can sell out early, or not early, but late, so you can sell and not lose anything. And that won't even be the end. New grifters will come along and try and do the same thing. Litecoin, Dogecoin, Apecoin, Inuyasha coin, and the Haktua coin will all try to pull the same scam. They'll try and convince the government that the government needs to buy these coins, or else China's going to. China, you don't want China to own these coins. And if they do make money, they'll invent new coins and sell those to the government. They're going to have a rush. It's going to be a gold rush. So many coins are going to be created out of nothing and then sold to the government. Have you ever heard of the Cobra effect? I'm going to tell you a story. Story time. Listen up. Story time. The Cobra effect. Back when India was a British-owned colony or Commonwealth or something like that, I don't remember. Britain owned India. They were worried about the large number of cobras roaming around. So the British government put out a bounty. Very simple. Cash money for every dead cobra you bring in. And this worked at first. The people would go out. They would find, if you found one, you killed it and you got your money. If you went out into the forest and into the jungle and you found some, you'd kill them and you bring them in and you get paid. Now, problem. Some of you might even see where the problem lies. Smart guys started breeding the cobras. They'd catch them, put them in a cage, breed them, and then sell the babies to the government, keeping them in cages and selling the offspring while breeding even more, collecting the reward. It became their job. Their actual occupation was breeding snakes, killing them, and then selling them to the government. Once the British government realized this was happening, they immediately stopped offering a bounty, canceling the project outright. What does the snake farmer do now? Left with thousands of worthless snakes that they can't sell? They made the only fiscally sound choice that they could and just let them all out. They opened the gates, they opened the cages, and just let them all run wild. Now there are more snakes than when they started. The population has increased beyond what it was before. And they were actually honestly hoping that the increase in the snake population would bring back the bounty so they could keep doing this job. The point of the story is that government programs have to be well thought out by intelligent people to prepare for bad actors. The bad actors that might take advantage of the government. I don't get the feeling when I listen to Republicans speak that they know what they're doing. I don't feel like they're making sound decisions based on well-tested ideas. No. They're just reacting from their gut, using their common sense and making hasty decisions. Haste makes waste. Hastily implemented snake bounty led to the unintended consequence of more snakes. And hastily implemented crypto policy will also lead to more snakes. And that is my rant for tonight. Infinite money glitch. Yeah, it's an infinite money glitch. It really is. And they had to cancel it. And it's happened lots of times, not just with snakes. Like they did England did something like that with rats, and Europe used to do that with rats. You would have to turn in the rat tail. So there was rat catchers that would catch them, chop the tail off, and then drop them back down into the sewer so they can go make more baby rats. And then they turn in the tail and get paid. The government started noticing a whole bunch of tailless rats running around. And it's dangerous. You have to make sure that you're not creating something like that. I think this Bitcoin thing could turn out exactly like that. The people who own the Bitcoin now sell it to the government. They get their cash. They get rich. They pull the rug. The market drops out. The government is out of money. You know, we go into debt giving these people money. Why? They haven't done anything to earn it. And it's because you've been tricked. You've been conned. You've been tricked into thinking that this is a valuable asset when it's not. Never was. Then if we apply all that logic to, say, the stock market, seems to be exactly the same, if you ask me. I think that is it for me tonight. That's about all I had to talk about. I'm going to call it off here because I've been busy in real life, but I should have some more time next week for better streams and stuff like that, and more streams. Then they point at the government being poorly managed and made a bad investment. Yeah, exactly. The Republicans will force the government to buy Bitcoins. Bitcoin will go down. Then they will blame the Democrats somehow. This will be Joe Biden's fault that the cryptocurrency fell out. And then they'll blame the government for being poorly managed. That's exactly what they'll do. The entire Republican Party is intended to take government money, put it in their pocket, and blame you. This is what they've always done. This is why they want to privatize Social Security, so they can steal that money and then blame you. This is why they don't want socialized medicine, because they're stealing your money now. The reason they want these Bitcoins, so they can steal your money. The reason they want private education, the reason they want those public schools to be gone, is so that the government will give the money from those public schools to the private schools that they own, stealing your money. They want private prisons. They want non-government prisons. They want private prisons so they can steal your money. The entire Republican Party is about stealing your money. Top to bottom. Elon is stealing your money right now by helping Donald Trump get elected. He's going to get repaid with government contracts, stealing your money, and favorable non-tariffs. Donald Trump's not going to put a tariff on anything Elon owns or Elon produces. If Elon's buying shit from Bangladesh, it's not going to have a tariff on it because it's Elon. He's first buddy. He's shadow president. So he's not going to have to worry about that. And that makes me sad because that's just stealing more of your money. And judges getting kickbacks to send people to for-profit prisons. Exactly. The for-profit prison needs to turn a profit or else they will go under. So they pay the judge to send kids to it. The problem, as always comes back to money. Money is our problem. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to face it because it's pretty much impossible to fix. It might be impossible to fix. And that makes me sound like an accelerationist or something like that. And I want the late stage capitalism to fail so that we can build something better. I want us to improve step by step, a little bit at a time, progress. Progress, just a little bit. But if I could be rich one day, my worries are all over. Yeah, that's what they tell you. It's not true. More money, more problems, right? Money is the problem. It's the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. How can we donate to Shinsento? There is a way to donate to Shinsento. You have to press the like button on my YouTube vids, press the subscribe button, and share my videos around. That will get Shinsento a lot more money. It really will. And money is the problem. And that's why I scream bloody murder about capitalism every single chance I get. Every single problem comes back to money. Every damn time. Luigi shot a guy because that guy wanted lots of money from lots of people. He was a parasite on society, that health insurance CEO. Health insurance is a scam and hurts you, hurts us, hurts our society. It's a terrible idea, and we need to be done away with it. And he's doing he's saying what he's saying, and he did what he did because that guy's a parasite. Money is why he's a parasite. He's not a parasite of blood. He's not a parasite of actual life. He's not sucking out your vital bodily fluids. At work, he's not. He might be in his free time, but at work, he's just about stealing your money. Who was that other guy? Who was that guy in the subway? There was a guy in the subway, strangled another guy. Very sad. He just got off. It's probably fine. It's not the end of the world. Why was he in the subway? Because he needed transportation to his job, probably, because he needs money. Why was the crazy person in the subway? Because he doesn't have a place to live because of money. Why isn't he getting his mental problems fixed? Because he doesn't have any money. That's why. It was all about that adrenochrome. So that failure to have money means that he doesn't get health care, which means his diagnoses and his conditions get worse. Then he can't hold down a job, so he loses money. Then he can't stay in his house because he doesn't have any money. Then he just hangs out on the subway all day. Money. Can he go to a government place? Can he go to like a insane asylum or something like that? No. Those all got shut down because of a lack of money. Ronald Reagan didn't want to pay for them. So he shut them down and kicked all the people out onto the street. If you think that crime is actual street crime is a problem as a Republican, Ronald Reagan gave it to you. Ronald Reagan brought it to you, gave it to all of us. That's what Ronald Reagan gave to us. Crazy people on the street. He did it. But we blame the Democrat cities. No, there's the Democrat cities. You see, Democrat-run cities. They're filthy. They're disgusting. They're filled with homeless people. Fentanyl everywhere. But Donald Trump will create only more homeless people. More homeless people are on the way. More people will fall out of the working class into the lower class, and more people from the lower class will be without homes because of Donald Trump. And he will look you in the eye, he will look into that camera and tell you Joe Biden did it. He will tell you that the Democrat-run cities did this. And there's nothing you can do to convince any of his fans that he's lying, because they want to believe the things that he says. Money is the problem with most of our political issues. Our mental issues are because people want to believe. And I, again, don't entirely know how to solve these problems. I'm pointing them out until maybe someday I can figure out what to do. Sorry for the downer. I guess that's the way we end stream tonight. Being miserable and talking about how we can't actually change anything. Maybe we can. Keep voting left. Keep pushing left. Keep telling people that you want to be a leftist. To say it loudly and proudly. A long time ago, I didn't say these things out loud because I was scared. But I've gotten better. I've gotten over it. Yeah, leftist, atheist. It's okay. That's it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody who was here. Thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate all the chatting that you do. If you are on the YouTube, press the thumbs up button, press the follow button, press the subscribe button, fondle the bell, smash the subscribe button, break the thumb on the thumbs up thing, and insult someone in the comments. Just randomly pick a name, say, "How dare you, Chris, you piece of shit." I don't know who Chris is, but go for it. That will get a lot of appreciation from the algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is powered by hatred. So if you go there, spread a little bit of hatred around, YouTube will think that I'm doing a good job and then show my video to other people. If you want to be the coolest person in the world, you could forward my links to somebody. Find a friend if you have a friend. Step 1, make a friend. Step 2, tell that friend to come watch Waldo. And that will do me a lot of good. I'll have hopefully more time to stream later. I think that is it for me tonight. I appreciate it. I will be back on Saturday morning, unless, of course, the Gestapo kick in my door and drag me off to the gulag. I will be back on Saturday morning at the regular time, 10 a.m. West Coast, Best Coast, PST time. And I think, yeah, that's it. So I'll talk to you then. Until then, hop into the Discord or watch old videos. You can go to the Discord and see Bobo photos, or you can go to the YouTube and watch old videos. There we go. That's it for me. Good night.